This massive thing, this giant cabinet, which looks like it's an overgrown radio cabinet with what appears to be a 9-inch tube in place. This is a TV from the late 40s or early 50s, and I'm still unsure. I think it's TRF'd, it's fixed tuned, I believe. There's a power transformer in it, uses an early type of solidium rectifier, and I've just got it delivered to my house a couple of days after it was supposed to be delivered. Cabinet's in fair condition. There's a couple of deep scratches, not on this side, but on this side. The back is on it. First thing I'm going to do, it looks fucking weird, look at that. Look at that, there's a screen on it. The first thing I'm going to do is, let's take the back off and see what things are like, eh? How about that? Yeah, let's do it. Right, so the back's off now. Well, what can we find in here then? We've got a valve chart. Here it is. Here's the kind of simple looking, you know. Not many valves in there. Got a couple of amplification stages. Got a nice speaker. Is that a field coil? I really don't know if that's a field coil speaker. There's a few wires going up there. I think that is a field coil speaker. That's pretty interesting. We've got a tube. Not too sure what the numbers are on that. Probably going to be one of those really crap tubes. A Mazda or something. I think. I can't see the label. Anyway, this wire's been cut off. I don't know what that's for. Is that a wire? This is the whip control, surely. Which I've just pulled out of there. Brilliant. I think that was there. Can't remember. Right. Of course, it has those resistive pot type of controls that are either okay or go open, or sometimes they're okay and then they go open. I believe this is our focus. Got some fusing here. That's interesting. They're both radio spares. Does this potentially mean that this has been serviced? I've just noticed as well that this mains tap has been set to 215, which either means that this was run on a lower line voltage, or the tube is shit. I suppose there's only one way to find out, and that's by sticking it on the cathode ray tube tester, which I have over there. I think this is a triode, so we can see. I don't know. Let's see if this gives off an emission. Yeah. I think that's the first step. Right, let's get the old CRT tester off the or where it is, and we can see what that says. It's not looking good. 2 volts on our heater, and within like 5 minutes, that's what we were looking at. I don't know. I mean, I've got quite used to using this tester, you know. I know a good tube and I know a bad tube. This is going to be an alright tube. It's probably going to not produce the best type of picture on there. I'm going to bump the heater volts up to, what's that, about 3 volts. Yeah, I'm sure the heater is delicate, so I'm going to be quite careful with that. That's glowing quite a lot. But if I turn that down, you see, I'm trying to be quite careful with that heater. I don't want to blow it. If I go up to about 3 volts, you see the emission starts to wake up a bit. Let's leave it at this, yeah? Let's leave it there. I'll leave it there. Let's see if that sort of wakes up a bit. What's our process looking like? It's all right. It's an old Mazda tube, so you know, these funky tubes. It's waking up though. It's probably why our heater tap was set so low. Christ, I wonder how many volts went through that tube, eh? Anyway, let's see what happens when we wait. We're gonna let it wake up for a bit. That's running on about 3 volts now. 1 more volt. I'll leave that for an hour or so because I've got some other things to do. And we'll come back to this in a moment. Right. After some prodding around, we have what appears to be an image on there. That is a genuine locked picture. Frame linearity is horrible, but that's a locked picture. I mean, we got loads of gain. The gain stage in this is fantastic. It's picking up radio stations. That's how sensitive it is. Yeah, we have to sort out the frame issue, which seems to be getting worse as I keep it powered up. You can just make out the bottom of the test card there. You see. What else can I mention? We got some sound. Yeah. We got a picture on there as well. We can get watch telly on it. It can be brilliant. Horrible looking distortion in the picture. That's just due to the thing having wax caps in there. Probably my cable as well. Tube is soft. It's more brighter than it is in the than it is on the actual tube.
Never do anything except go to school or study.
There we go. Watch something on it. That tube isn't as bright as it appears, by the way. There it is with test cards. Well, I was going to say test card C. That's not test card C. That's the built-in test card on the Edjog. So yeah, that's what we got so far. So first thing to do, tackle frame time base. Right, after some more maintenance work, I've changed out the coupling cap to the grid of the line output valve. The frame time base is actually quite simple. I've had a little go with that, and I've managed to expand the frame scan. Linearity isn't actually perfect, but it's all right. The tube is it looks better on camera than it does in person, I have to admit. Focus. So because this particular tube doesn't have a graphite coating, there's an external EHT capacitor, but that's gone short circuit, so that's been disconnected. So there is effectively unsmoothed DC EHT going to the tube, so that will need to be sorted. It's probably why the picture the picture firstly probably isn't as good as it looks. May explain why there's a darker spot over here, but I don't have any proper EHT caps, so it'll be something I have to order, I suppose. Anyway, the thing's, it's sort of working alright, and we have decent sound. Let me see if I can get some sound up here and get the sound going. alright, I suppose. I might try and bop the tube. I've also changed the HT smoothing caps because, let me have a look at this. This is what came out of it. So, complete, nearly short circuits. Filtering would have been done basically by that field coil in the speaker, which I find absolutely hilarious. There's some hum, but I believe that's just part of the cathode bypass with the audio output valve. I've also gone and changed the grid coupling to the audio output valve as well. Other things to mention, I've not had a go yet at the Vision side, the Vision Sound RF side of things. To be honest, it's working all right to receive the signal. Obviously, sync is working, but if you see what I mean, the picture goes out of focus in the corners, so we're going to have to have a look at that EHT issue. I think what I'm going to try and do, and this probably won't be favoured by many, and that is bop the tube to see if I can get some life out of it. I've had it running for the past 2 hours and I've not had a lot out of it, to be honest. I want more out of it, and this tube is incredibly weak, and I've still got the heater tap exactly where it was before on the tube, for the transformer, sorry, and too good, is it? And we've got about 5 kilovolts, 5-6 kilovolts in the tube, so it's more than enough to give me some decent picture. So I'm gonna have to have a go at see what we can do to get a bit more brightness out of that tube, because it doesn't look very good at all, to be honest. I'm not very happy with it at all. I'm gonna try that now. Obviously, this is what the picture's supposed to look like. There's obviously issues with my my video monitor here, but yes, it's not very good, is it? Got all that definition, but to be fair, that's a composite signal. That's you can see the graininess in that picture. Right, I'm going to see if I can bop this tube, and yeah, come back to it and see what happens. Okay, so this is the final update for part 1 of the little telly. I'm doing the little Philco TV sets. I've had a bit more of a play with it. I've got the picture to sort of look a bit decent, a bit blown out. The rear controls are very dirty, so they're quite hard to adjust. I've also got this very odd arcing issue going on, which you can see when the light flashes. It's something to do with the wiring in my workshop. I'm not too sure what it is, but something funny is going on, which I'm going to have to try and figure out. What else can I say? I've put 2 EHT caps of different values in series, so the voltage rating kind of goes up a bit, so we can get some good EHT. EHT is quite low actually, it's at about maybe 3.3. I don't know whether that's the correct value. I would have guessed maybe 5 or 6 kilovolts. I also suspect that the metal oxide rectifier that's in this, or whatever type it is, a finned DC selenium rectifier, has sort of drifted and gone high resistance. Because the HT voltage off that is only about 250 volts, so it does appear to be quite low. I'd expect it to be higher than that. Anyway, this is the image, and we do get I was going to show you YouTube, but I can't get my box to cooperate, so we're going to have to skip doing that. Here's test card on here. Fairly decent image. Linearity isn't perfect, but acceptable. Again, it looks better on the camera than it does in person. It looks way more brighter than it is. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I've done so far. So tomorrow, you can't see me now. You can't see anything. Tomorrow, if I have any time, or over the next week, I'll have a bit more of a play with it. Awesome.